Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Ripple gets a money license across the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, things are heating up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, $1.09 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is up 0.2%. Good morning, everyone. Bitcoin, 26,000, slightly over 1648 and change for Ethereum. 82.8 billion plus for Tether market cap. And we have no idea how the U.S. government or anyone else truly feels about a digital dollar from USD Tether. We'll see. Number 5 spot, XRP, 52 cents. We're up 1.1 on the 24-hour and off by 3.3 on the 7-day. Let's take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You know, is there any better time that you could think of to have your own personal alternative to banking? Well, you can do it with gold and your MasterCard debit card through Glint. I tell you, if you have not checked this out, you can buy, save, send, and spend real gold instantly with Glint. And this is a remarkable empowerment tool for you and your family's lives. Click that link underneath and check it out for yourself. Love my sponsors. Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this thread very quickly here if we could. We cannot forget what actually transpired. John Deaton reminds us all very quickly here. On June 13th, 2018, the SEC enforcement lawyers forwarded Bill Hinman an XRP Howie Test memo, applying the Howie Test to sales of XRP. This is the day before Hinman's infamous June 14th, 2018 speech declaring that Bitcoin and Ethereum as non-securities. Guess what the XRP Howie memo did not recommend in June 2018? It didn't recommend an enforcement action. It didn't even recommend a stop selling cease and desist letter be sent to Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, or Chris Larsen. When Brad Garlinghouse and Joel Katz met with Clayton and Hinman a couple months after the XRP paper was written, and Brad told Hinman and Clayton Ripple was living in purgatory because Hinman gave Bitcoin and Ethereum clarity, but not XRP, and asked what gives, neither Clayton nor Hinman told them it was because XRP was a security. We know very well that the XRP Howie Test letter concluded something other than XRP is a security. It kind of makes you wonder why they filed the case as they were leaving the SEC forever, doesn't it? It really does. And I believe that Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman should be subpoenaed to testify on their actions and that letter. Why was XRP and Ripple targeted? And here we see very quickly here, John Deaton is calling for Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman to testify. I think they should be subpoenaed to testify, to be perfectly honest. Let's see what we got here. Now, will the SEC case be dropped? Fred Rispoli comments and hints that the anticipated trial involving Ripple executives Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen may never happen. And this is because I believe Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati said it best. It's utter nonsense. The judge has said that XRP in and of itself is not a security. And what people get confused is that the early sales are unregistered securities, according to Judge Torres, but that does not make the asset a security. She was saying that the arrangement, the contract between the parties and Ripple were unregistered securities, not the asset. And I've seen that get confused quite a bit, and I hope that we can bring clarity to that today. However, we know that it is possible for the SEC to realize it's utter nonsense, drop the portion of the case against Brad and Chris personally, but they still, as I understand it, have the ability to sue Ripple. And that should be concerning to all of us, and they could go for an appeal rather. So we will keep a very close eye if that happens. And how about this one right here? 425.8 million XRP bought by an anonymous whale as the price strives to break 53 cents. Well, first of all, let me just calm the waters here. It wasn't me. Yeah, if you thought it was not me. And it doesn't say much more about it in the article, so I can't go more into that. But that is a lot of XRP. And the thing I wanted to show about that is that ain't retail, baby. That ain't retail. I don't know who it is, but it isn't retail. Retail don't have that kind of money. Coinbase has let me try this again. Coinbase has placed PayPal's new stablecoin on its listing roadmap, meaning the exchange's users could soon trade the digital asset. Now, let me tell you what I find exciting about this, because you may think this is a little sleepy, but trust me, it is not. PayPal is a traditional payments company at this point, right? The fact that you're seeing a merge between PayPal even having a stable coin and then the convergence of Coinbase from the digital realm world, digital exchange, bringing a traditional payments company's newly introduced stable coin onto their platform, this, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we want to see. Certainly, at least what I want to see, is the coming together of the space. And I want to very quickly give you a piece of this. This is from 4 years ago when Christine Lagarde was the managing director of the IMF at the time, now the president of the European Central Bank. Listen to what she says very quickly here.
Heard from the European Central Bank that they have launched in November something that is called TIPS, that enables all the banks in the Eurozone to actually transfer instantly at virtually no cost money between them. So I think the role of the disruptors and anything that is using distributed ledger technology, whether you call it crypto, assets, currencies or whatever, and it's far from the bitcoins that we used to talk about a year ago.
It's far from the bitcoins, right? And today, she was just out at the Central Bank Symposium in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and talking about exchanging banknotes, digital banknotes soon. Take a listen.
The fractious original nature of the ECB.
I would disagree with that. I think the ECB and the way it has been constructed is intended for collaboration, for controversies, for debates, but at the end of the day, for large consensus. And this is how I have been operating at the ECB. The fact that monetary policy is really European monetary policy is a plus. We are bound by the same currency, the euro. We exchange the same banknotes, maybe digitally one day.
And maybe digitally one day. We know that's coming sooner than later. So let's just understand what's happening here. PayPal, stablecoin, Coinbase on deck to list its stablecoin. That is the retail side of the market. And we're starting to see the melding come together from a traditional market maker like PayPal and a digital exchange like Coinbase. Huge. Plus the integration of the stablecoin in PayPal's model. These are big moments. Then on the larger back end, the central bank stage back end, what do we see? Massive CBDC pilots. Digital banknotes are in fact coming in a very big way over the next couple years. And what else do we know? We just had BRICS, obviously, summit, where we saw 5 or 6 countries introduced that will start official membership in January 1 of 2024, just a few months from now. Well, what's important about that? Well, on its face, that means that the countries that have just joined means that the BRICS coalition now is responsible for over 80% of the world's oil production. That is leverage in business, is what we call that. And that is massive leverage. They are together. Now, BRICS has also said that they do intend to launch their own BRICS currency, like a world reserve BRICS currency, right? To challenge the US dollar's position. But before that happens, they said what they're going to do is to begin to start using their currencies more in trade and the US dollar less. Okay, now we know this opens the door for Saudi Arabia to obviously pull away from the exclusivity of the Petro agreement and begin accepting other currencies. I believe that this creates a moment because a lot of these other nations in BRICS have smaller trade corridors between their trading pairs. And this would be a perfect fertile ground, I believe, for XRP to begin to serve as a bridge asset, especially understanding there are such deep connections in Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates as well with Ripple and the technology. We will have to watch closely to see how all these things develop, but I believe they're going to develop nonetheless. Now let's bring it back home domestically. Faster Payments Council, we know Ripple's on it, right? We know that they're on it. I don't even have to give you this whole clip here. But there's Peter Thielen from Ripple. It used to be Craig DeWitt. Shout out to him. But I'm showing you this because we also know that FedNow just launched in June. Was it June or July? Everything moves so fast in this space. But the reality is look at what's happening here. Whether it's BRICS, whether it's the central banks outside of BRICS around the world, they're all developing and moving into this technology. Look at the retail front end from the PayPals of the world now moving and taking shape and melding with the crypto world like Coinbase. This is all happening right now. Ripple partners, Volante, are a part of the Federal Reserve pilot program and Federal Reserve FedNow. So is Finastra. These connections are not mutually exclusive to themselves. All of these things are for a broader movement to the fourth industrial revolution. That's why I believe we are moving, even though oil production is huge, I believe it is massive because I think there is a huge demand in this digital realm we're moving towards where Ripple and XRP can help solve the friction as we move into this new fourth industrial revolution. Ripple has money transfer licenses in more than 30 states to settle money from A to B. Yeah. More than 30 states. Take a look. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, Delaware, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, shout out to Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, New Mexico, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Utah, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Come on in. You know, a lot of people will tell you it doesn't say XRP, and that's fine for me. This has always been a phase-in operation. Bring Ripple and the suite of products that they offer, the full benefit and the full savings and scalability, efficiency that comes along with everything they offer is with the complement of XRP, the bridge asset. Seeing a money transfer license be awarded in more than 30 states, more than half of the United States of America, is absolutely remarkable to me. And I believe what we're seeing now is the lights coming on to the brand new financial system that is about to fire up in a way that we've never even seen. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Happy Sunday. I'll catch all of you on the next one.